Controversy over America's monuments reaches a fever pitch as statues of Christopher Columbus and Frederick Douglass are torn down over the weekend. And as President Trump looks to honor our past with a national garden of American heroes, critics on the left are rallying against the idea.
We must protect and preserve our history, our heritage, and our great heroes.
His whole approach is to pit Americans against each other.
His priorities are all wrong here. He spent all his time talking about dead traitors.
So what is the right move? Here to react, president and founder of Black Conservative Federation, Deontay Johnson. Deontay, thanks for being here. So what do you think? Is this garden the best response, really, to the monuments controversy?
I think it's an amazing response. This, again, shows how much of a solutionist our president is. It's in response to all that we've seen with the removal of statues and everyone upset about the statues. Our president said, listen, let's add to our history. Let's make sure that we put all of history on there. We have American heroes like Frederick Douglass, like Martin Luther King. And so let's continue to add to the history. Let's make sure that we add African Americans as well, and we add African Americans all over this country. However, I'm not sure anymore if that's actually going to help, because now we just saw that they're tearing down the Frederick Douglass statue. And so this isn't about racist statues. This isn't about President Trump. This is just about people wanting to cause ruckus.
Yeah, there are a lot of important names on the list of statues, which is still a work in progress. John Adams, Susan B. Anthony, Clara Barton, Daniel Boone. You mentioned Frederick Douglass. A bunch of different people that you see on your screen. The Washington Post published a really negative article about this garden and quoted historians who say that the selection is random and inappropriate, and points out that there are no Democratic presidents or Hispanic figures that are selected. So how would you respond to that criticism?
Well, President Trump is the president, and so this administration is creating a list, and this is going to be a national monument. This is going to be a national garden, and so they get a Democrat president in, they can add Democratic names. But this is something that I think the president is doing, and I thank him for trying, and I thank him for wanting to do something. We have had these issues for time and time again. President Obama didn't do anything, but thank God President Trump is.
What is your response to those like Susan Rice, Tammy Duckworth, you heard in the intro soundbite there, who say the president is trying to pit Americans against one another?
No, the Democrat Party is trying to pit America against one another. And whatever this president does, they continue to want to change. They continue to want to talk it down. They continue to want to make him look like the bad guy. But our president is trying every day. He works hard than any other president I've seen. And for the 3.5 years that he's been in, he's done more than all of them have done in their long history in Washington.
All right, well, some folks in Baltimore toppled a statue of Christopher Columbus over the weekend, and Governor Larry Hogan posted this tweet: city leaders need to regain control of their own streets and immediately start making them safer. Governor Hogan and the president have not agreed on a lot in terms of the coronavirus, but they certainly agree on this. If you look at the images on your screen right there, that happened on Saturday. Deontay, thank you so much for coming on and talking about this important issue with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.